David DeGuzman inside the NBC4 Digital Center for another Digital Sports Roundtable. By the time most of you see this, it will be under a month to go until the Paris Olympics, which is why we have this guy right beside me, Matt Barnes. Matt, are you starting to pack, or are you very behind in that? Like, where are we in the? So definitely not packing.
Definitely not packing. Yes, not yet.
I can't believe we were doing 100 days, then we did 50 days, and now we're like at a month. What's like the level of like excitement / freak out mode for you?
Honestly, right now it's a little bit more excitement just because with the trials happening, it kind of gets you in that mode of thinking, all right, this is where it matters. These guys and ladies are trying to make it on the team, and you can just feel the energy and excitement of the Olympics hitting you. But a bit of the freak out moment because with every athlete that makes it, you're like, oh wait, I need to research real quick and thump on all these people. So, but it does make it a lot of fun.
Yeah. So right now we're in the thick of trials. We just finished up the swim trials, which you were at in Indianapolis. We're also in the middle of track and field, and we got gymnastics to come. Let's start with swimming for a bit. We saw Hunter Armstrong do his thing. Interesting kind of program he did he qualified in the 100 back, and then got a relay spot in the 100 free. He was going to do the 50 free, then I guess he was like, you know what, I got a spot, I'm good. What's your takeaway from what we saw in Indy?
First off, the venue and the atmosphere was fantastic. I'm so glad they did that there, and I hope they do it again. I think that was amazing. As far as Hunter, though, I was confident in him, and then after hearing him talk, I could tell he wasn't real confident in himself. He's just been going through a lot mentally, and then you think about these athletes are human. They're going through a lot, and this is the long lead up to get to these games. And so despite having such great success at the World Championships, it's still another year to make the Olympic team. And we all know Team USA is the hardest team to make. So I'm very proud of him, really happy for him. Excited to see him hopefully, get a medal in Paris, maybe two, because he's definitely good enough to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about like kind of the mentality. I mean, that is, like you said, the toughest team to get on. And I think he was very vulnerable and, very transparent about how he felt. But I think he's feeling good going into Paris. One quick thing on the pool. So I think we're never going to go back to having a trials like in anywhere smaller than a football arena, right? I mean, LA already announced that SoFi will be having the swimming in 2028.
And they're going to have like 38,000 seats. Indianapolis capped out around 25 or so, and they still got great crowds and great energy. Yeah, I can't wait to see that it doesn't have to be Indianapolis again, but it has to be in a football stadium for sure.
Which makes Paris going to seem very intimate.
Very small,
right? We're into track trials right now. We just got into the thick of things. Noah Lyles winning the 100, Sha'Carri Richardson winning the women's 100. Who else are you kind of looking out for as the track trials continue?
I think the showcase event for me now, as we look at the rest, you still want to see like Signe McLaughlin-Leverano. Can't wait to see her race. I think the 200 meter is going to be big locally as we think about Abby Steiner and Avia Battle, a couple Ohio athletes that we'll be tracking. And then just in general, I just am excited to see these men and women just take the track. It's been so much fun the first 3 days. You forget how electrifying it is to see a 100-meter dash or even an 800-meter, the last 50 meters of a race. It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we're looking for women's shot put, Adelaide Aquila, see if she can make its back-to-back game. So it's been fun so far, though. I get all jazzed up when you see the track and field finals. I know, and I'm tired when I watch them because either you're sprinting so fast or, I watched the 10,000 meters. I was just like, oh my gosh, I am exhausted just watching them, right? It's amazing. Yeah.
We also have gymnastics coming up, and I bring that up because obviously it's one of the biggest Olympic sports for us in the United States. Simone Biles obviously headlining. One thing that's also kind of note, especially to me, is that for men's gymnastics, we just had the NCAA championships here in Columbus. So we got to see a lot of the Stanford guys like Asher Hung, and we saw a lot of the Michigan guys, which was, kind of tough subject when you're here in Columbus. Anything you're looking out for at the trials in Minneapolis for gymnastics?
For the women, I think it's obviously, we know Simone Biles is going to make the team, but who's going to join her? There are so many names we know. We know Jordan Childs, we know Suni Lee, we know Shileth Jones, and I think, we say, oh, those four for sure, but it's not that case. There are some younger up-and-comers that I think have a real shot of making it. And then the men, I think we have a good idea of the four or five they're going to make it. I just want to see how well they're going to do in Paris. I want to see them show out and show America how good they are, because they've started to show the world they actually may have a chance to medal, really make some noise in Paris. So, but the likes of Fred Richard and Asher Hong, it should be really fun to watch them compete this weekend.
Seeing them in person earlier this year at the NCAA championships, I was like, my gosh,
yeah,
these athletes. I mean, if you get a chance to even like see them, what they're doing, even in training, it's nuts. I don't know how any of that is even possible, but I guess that's why it's the Olympics, right?
For such small people, how powerful they are. I mean, that's what gets me. Like the power they take to that vault. Seeing someone run that fast, just hit their body right at that thing, go however high in the air and land that, it's fantastic.
As the team starts to kind of come together, anyone has stuck out to you recently? I know we had the qualifiers in Budapest for a lot of the urban sports. There's just so much going on, Matt.
And that's the thing. Like this month just kind of took everything by storm. You kind of like this again. You want to have this great build up. It was great to see Marcus Christopher. We highlighted him with BMX freestyle earlier in the year. He made it, but Nick Bruce, his fellow training partner up in Cleveland, did not, because he got injured during the Olympic training series. There are a couple break dancers we've been following. One of them, B-boy Jeffro, qualified. I mean, it's just, there's so much happening at the same time, and trying to track it all has been fun. It's been exhausting, but it has been fun. So I just hope everyone's getting a taste of a little bit of each one of these sports, so that way, come the summer, and come the Olympics, you really get a feel for each one, and you really get excited about a little bit here, a little bit of that, and it's going to be fun. You're
doing the hard work, Matt, for sure. I mean, you're
right there with me, brother.
I know. Yeah, it's like, wait, who qualified when and where and like how, and the spreadsheets. And one last thing before we go, just you personally, I know you're super excited. First off, I mean, is the Sen going to be ready? I know it's going to be ready for the opening ceremony, but I'm not sure about that swimming. What have you heard?
The last thing we heard is that there's an independent group that said it's not good.
Yeah.
People keep saying it is. I will say it will be really sad, though, if they can't do the triathlon and it's being a duathlon because they don't want to swim in that river. That'll be sad.
We're going to be transparent with you. I mean, this is what we know, and that's what we're finding out. For you personally, as so you haven't packed yet, but passport is there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you got your plane ticket. Yep.
Credentials should be in the mail this week.
Okay, you need that.
Yeah,
that's pretty crucial.
Coming. Yeah.
Hotel and accommodation is booked,
that's
right?
Booked,
so you got that.
The last we saw, the platform that we'll be standing on is there are 3 stories built, but we're on the 4th one, so they have one more story to build.
Well, I'm guessing you'll have a very famous landmark behind you. Is that
it's some?
You don't have to reveal anything if you can't. But is there?
No, we can't. I think it's the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, it's a pretty good background. It looks like. Yeah.
Honestly, anywhere in Paris is probably going to be a good background.
It's a beautiful city.
I am looking forward to it. I'm sure we might talk one more time if he has the time. I don't know. It was tough getting him just now, so maybe one more time before you head off to Paris. Matt Barnes, as always, it's a pleasure, man.
Can't wait, Dave. It'll be fun.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.